What's up, y'all? For those of you that don't know me, I'm Jay. This is a little bit of my life, you know what I'm saying? Uh, Today's Sunday, the start of the week. I went to church, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Got to keep that faith on me. And I feel mad faithful today. I feel good. So it's about as real as it gets. Today, we're going to go over what to do or how to budget your check if you're broke, right? Because listen, the reason you're probably broke is because you don't budget in the first place. So today I'm gonna show you a budget sheet that I made from reading a book because I like reading books. I found it from a book and I made it, and I wanted to share it with y'all so that anyone that's broke or struggling or just not budgeting can use this, follow it, and overall just start putting their money in the right places. So without further ado, let's get straight into this. I'm gonna put it on my desktop. Let's get it. So right now we should be on the desktop and you should be looking at the budget plan Excel sheet. It's very plain and simple. I try to make it as legible as possible. I don't like no complicated, you know what I'm saying? You can't even understand what you're looking at, right? So very plain and simple. We're gonna start from the top. Income, right? You can list all your incomes there. If you have more than three, by all means, add another row or two. But what I would say is to narrow it down. Let's say you have three side hustles. Put those side hustles into one conjoined income. If you have a 9 to 5, if you have two jobs, put it on there. You know what I'm saying? So after income, you have saving and investments. You have fixed expenses. You got variable expenses. You got giving/donations. And then finally, you got fund money. And at the bottom, you can see the summary of everything and then the total for that. Now I'm gonna break this down a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you why the things are in the place why they are. When you first get a paycheck, let's say you get a 9 to 5, and we're gonna go off like we'll do my paycheck. You know what? I was gonna do like a $1,500 like paycheck, but let's just do mine because I want y'all to see that I really be using this, and I literally put this into practice, and it saves me money and it makes me put stuff in the right places. So saving and investments, you always want to pay yourself first. I don't care what you do. I don't care how you do it. I don't care how much debt you owe. You always supposed to be paying yourself first. You always supposed to be putting money aside, whether that's your savings, your Roth, your retirement account, anything saving, you want to do that first. That's why people say pay yourself first. After that, you got fixed expenses, right? These are things that you have to pay or you cannot live with. This is something like bills, this is rent, this is utilities, this is car note, car insurance, stuff that you have to pay every single month. Because if not, you're going to lose some or you're going to lose your lifestyle. Next up, we got variable expenses. These are things that are not required, but they do take from your check every month, every 2 weeks. Anything from groceries, haircuts for my guys, even haircuts for my ladies, nails. Maybe you have a few subscriptions. You would put that all under variable expenses. After that, you got giving/donations. Now, I know a lot of people probably don't donate or give money out. That's totally fine. You don't have to fill it. Sorry, you don't have to fill this whole thing out. This is just a general budget sheet, so you know exactly where to put your money and how to put your money. And then finally, you got fund money. Fund money is I put all my money to my savings. I put all my money to my bills. I put all my money to the groceries. I donated what I had to. I gave away money that I had to. The rest of the money is for me. I can do whatever I want with it. That's fun money right there. And like I said, we got the summary. Now, like I said, we're gonna put this in my check just so y'all can see that I be using this myself. And as we go through this, I'm gonna break down the reasons for everything, and I'm gonna break down also the reason why you see the 50 30 20 rule on the side right there. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring up mine real quick. Hold on. All right, so y'all should now be seeing my filled out sheet of the budget plan. As y'all can see, I have 2 jobs. One of them is pool cleaning, so I'm a little pool tech. I be cleaning pools and stuff like that for a business. And my other one, I just work at a food restaurant. Okay. On the side, which is like my side hustle, I have my own pool clients. I do this because, yeah, I make money doing it for another man, but like at the end of the day, I could go on Facebook Marketplace, I could advertise this, and I literally got clients doing that. So why would I not make extra money? If I already know how to do it, I just do it for myself. So y'all can see right here, 1,800, right? I get 1,800 from my pool job, and then I get around 1,400 from my food job, and then I get my 240 from my 2 clients. I only have 2 from my pool client job, or not my pool client, my pool hustle. This brings a total of around 3,440 a month. And mind you, this is a month. This is supposed to be for the month. This isn't a weekly, bi-weekly. I find that too hard to keep up with. Once a month is good, you know what I'm saying? It's enough to track throughout the weeks and know exactly what targets you got to hit. So real quick, before you even get into all the little expenses and stuff, the reason I have 50-30-20 rule is because the right way to divide your money is to divide your money by the 50-30-20. That means, okay, what does that mean? That means 50% of your money should be going to needs as in fixed expenses. 30% should be going to wants, and then 20% for savings. But if you want to really optimize it, I would say 30 to savings and 20 for wants, because if you really want to maximize your savings and maximize your growth and just pay yourself off for the future, definitely do 30 to the savings, 30%. Just keep that in mind. Let me just go ahead and like write it down so y'all can understand, you know what I'm saying? 50% needs. We got 30% wants and 20% savings. That's the 50-30-20. If you don't know, now you know. Off the rip, right? I work my pools, I do my food job, I do my 2 clients. When I get paid, the first thing that I do, and that you should be doing too, is putting money into savings. Now right here, you can see what type of savings I got. I got my emergency fund, I got my Roth IRA, and I got my individual brokerage account. An emergency fund is essentially saving money on the side, and ideally you want to put that money in a high yield savings account. Putting that money to the side for a rainy day. Hey, if tomorrow my transmission on my car or my motorcycle tire blows out, say goodbye. How am I going to pay for it? Well, that emergency fund is going to keep me afloat because I won't have to use my actual money from my check into any emergencies like that. So that's why you always want an emergency fund. Next up, we got my Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is a retirement account that is not taxable when you take it out at the retirement age. If you don't have any type of retirement account or savings for the long term, just right after this video, do yourself a favor. Please open a retirement account and please start putting money to it. I know for the Roth IRA, the max you can put is $7,000 a year. However, there's ways to backdoor it and put even more into that. That's a topic for a different video. I got a lot of sauce, you know what I'm saying? I could really get into it, but we're not gonna get into it like that. And then finally, I got my individual brokerage. That's pretty much like if you have a Fidelity or a Schwab account, you could just put money into like the S&P or like the NASDAQ or like dividend equity fund. You know what I'm saying? just stuff that you can invest your money in, but it's not a retirement account, and that is taxable. Just remember that. So off the rip, if we do the math, and let me pull up my calculator for this. If we do the math real quick, if my monthly amount that I make is 3,440, I'm gonna times that by 0.2. That means 20%. And right there we get $688. Essentially what that means is I should be saving $688 a month. There's a reason why I'm not saving that much, and I'll explain it, we'll get to it. But technically my savings should be anywhere close to or at $688. So that's how much you want ideally to be in this saving investment, because if you're not maxing out your savings, you're not maxing out your future, right? Next up, we got fixed expenses. These are things like rent, utilities. I got Spotify on there, just because I know every month I pay it. So that actually should be in variable. It don't matter though. So I got $1,400 coming out in rent. I got utilities $83.53 this month. My Wi-Fi is $70.29. Spotify is $7.91. My motorcycle payment is $231 a month. And then finally, because I do hold credit card debt, I got $271 in credit card minimum payments. Minimum. That means like what I have to keep it for it to not be late payment and stuff like that. So that is a total of $2,063.73. Now let's do the math again. 3,440. We're gonna times that by 50%, which is 0.5. Look, 1,720. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a stat bean, bro. I myself don't even follow the 50-30-20 rule. You know what that means? That means I'm living above my means. And guess what? If your needs and your fixed expenses is higher than 50%, that is a red flag and a big indicator that you're living above your means. Now, I say this to say I'm not in a bad spot, because like really the credit card minimums, like that's the reason why I'm over. But if your stuff is higher than 50, just know you got some retracing to do and like some reallocating. Maybe you live above your means, maybe you live somewhere too nice, maybe your car is too nice. There's a reason, right? Or you just not making enough. One of the two. Make it work. So as y'all can see, I myself am over the 50% rule. So that means I gotta reallocate my funds and I gotta look at it myself. And I show this to show y'all like this is real and authentic. I'm not here scripting numbers or anything. Like I clearly don't even follow it myself, but I know where I need to be, and that's what matters. When you know where you need to be, you know what you have to do, and you know what you need to do in order to get to where you have to be. So that's that. Next up, we got variable expenses. Like I said, I have groceries on there, $300. I got my haircuts. Hey, for my guys, get your haircuts, bro. We need fades right now. I'm running a little crazy right now. I do need a fade, you know what I'm saying? $95 a month. And then extra debt payoff, $200. I do hold debt. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm just being authentic. I gotta pay extra debt because I messed myself up when I was younger, and I pay the price now. And lastly, we got eating out. I do enjoy eating out. I just don't think it needs to be an everyday thing. You know what I'm saying? Budget it, manage it. So total for that is $670 a month. That probably would go in the wants, I would say. So if we do 3,440 times that by 0.3, 30%, you get $1,032. So that means I got $1,032 for my variable expenses, for my fun money, and for my donations, okay? Moving on to donations, actually. I got church. Like I said, I went to church this morning. God, amen. Beautiful, blessed day. I mean, the sky is blooming, the sun is beaming. I wouldn't be here without God. And you probably wouldn't either. So like, I make sure to give back, because at the end of the day, my concept is, if I hold on to my money so dearly, how am I supposed to receive money? You know what I'm saying? So the transaction of letting my money go will eventually come back to me. And it has. It literally has. So I do $20, which is like $5 a week from church. Nothing crazy. I'm not out here giving big donations. You know what I'm saying? So after that, you finally, after all that, after you paid everything off, you saved, you donated, you paid your bills, you got groceries, finally you got your fun money. And like I said, your fun money, hey, if you want to buy new sneakers, get new sneakers. If you want to buy clothes, if you want to go out, if you want to go crazy, if you want to buy a new gift, that extra money, and that for me is $236.27. That's my fun money. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, let me move the calculator. Oh, well, that's not a lot of money. You feel me? 200 ain't nothing for me. Listen, bro. First of all, I understand. A lot of people can't handle $200 to themselves a month. If you can't handle $200, first of all, realize what you're spending your money on. Think about if it makes sense. Give it 2 days. Think about it again. If you really feel like you need this thing, which you probably don't, I guess make a little like for your fun money. But your fun money should follow in the wants, which is whatever's left of the variable expenses and the donations, if you're saving and budgeting the right way. So your fun money could be like $1,000 if you're doing it right. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? But that money could also be saved. So just know where you're putting your money. Okay. Finally, we got my summary. My savings, I spend $450 a month. My donations is only $20 a month. My fixed expenses is $2,063.73 a month. My variable is $670 a month. And then finally, we got a fun money for $236.27. Now, as y'all realize, my total expenses literally equals how much I made that month. That means every single dollar that I made, every single dollar has a purpose. When you budget, it is very, very important that you budget, because every single dollar will be allocated to something. When you don't budget, and this is probably why you're broke, this is probably why you see like a lot of money in your account, but you don't see a lot of money in 2 weeks or in a month. You see the same amount. If you want to see thousands and thousands and thousands and it keeps building, budget your money and have funds allocating with purpose. Yes, I spent every single dollar I had this month, and I don't have to. I don't have to spend all my fun money. I don't have to eat out. I don't have to spend $300 on groceries. When you give every dollar purpose, in 2 months alone, I literally saved $1,000. As you can see, my savings was almost $500. It should be $600. I'm literally saving $1,000 in 2 months. That means I'm saving $6,000 a year using this, and I still have fun money, and I still have, you know what I'm saying, all my stuff that I need to have. Your list might be longer, your list might be shorter. The point is, you have that saved money and you got everything figured out. At the end of the day, pay yourself first. The reason you're broke is because you don't have a purpose for your money. And when your money got no purpose, your checking got no purpose, you got no purpose, you'll realize that next month you feel like you're at the bottom again, because you never built up anything to begin with. Let's be honest. So if y'all want this Excel sheet, I'll leave a link in the description. If y'all thought what I said was valuable, and it should be valuable for anyone that's not budgeting, this is it, bro. This will put you in such a great spot that you'll be grateful. Do this for 3 months. I promise your savings will be so good. Your money will be so tight. You'll be like, yo, I should have been doing this since I got my first check. And I should have been doing this too. But look, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Hey, it's a beautiful Sunday. You're a beautiful person. It's time to make some beautiful money. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, bro, I'll catch you on the next one. Leave a little like and comment. Comment 5 if you made it to the end of the video. Comment 5, bro. I'll be looking for it. I'm going to go ahead and heart any ones I see. All right? I'll catch that up. See you.